Hello, YouTube. It is your girl, Artichoke, and today I'm coming to you with a recipe. And this is actually going to be a hot artichoke dip. Now, I'm going to assemble it tonight, and then I'm actually going to pop it in the oven tomorrow because I'm going to take it to a potluck. But yeah, so this is definitely something that you can make the night before and then pop it in the oven the day of. So let's get started. I'll be right back. Now, the first thing you want to do is take 2 cans. Here, I'll show you. This is 2 cans of quartered artichoke hearts. And you want to, and they're 14-ounce cans, and we got 2 of them. So what I did off camera is I just ran it through a little colander there. You want to make sure your artichokes are very, very well drained. You don't want any of the liquid it's stored in the can with. You don't want any of that liquid in your dip. So this is the 2 cans of quartered artichoke hearts. They've been very well drained. And you can either chop these up, or what I like to do is take very, very clean, freshly washed hands and just kind of break them apart with my hands. I think it's a little bit easier that way. But you can chop them up with a knife instead if you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and break these up, and then I'm going to put them in my casserole dish. This is a kind of a small to medium casserole dish that I'm going to be using. So I'll be right back after I broke up the artichokes. Okay, guys, so here are our artichoke hearts. Remember, this was 2 cans of artichoke hearts that have been well drained. I broke them up with my fingers, or you can use a knife and chop them. And you don't need to cut them up really, really fine. It's actually better if they're in chunky pieces, in my opinion. So now we're going to add some other ingredients. The first 2 ingredients I'm going to add is some mayonnaise. And you're going to want to add anywhere from 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, as well as 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of sour cream. Now, you can kind of eyeball this. You don't want it too wet, but you don't want it, too dry either, or too chunky. You want it to be a creamy consistency, but you don't want to overdo it with the mayonnaise and the sour cream. And then I'm going to add some seasonings. But first, I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 cup of sour cream and my 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, and then I'll be back with the next step. Okay, guys, so I got my mayonnaise and my sour cream in my casserole dish with my artichoke hearts, and now we're going to add Parmesan cheese. Now, you need quite a bit of Parmesan cheese for this recipe. I would say about 1/2 cup of Parmesan. This one's actually Parmesan and Romano combination. You can use this or just regular Parmesan is fine. So you're going to need about 1/2 cup of that. So I'm going to go ahead and add in that. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, now I'm going to go ahead and add some seasonings. Now, you don't need a lot of seasoning because the artichokes and the Parmesan cheese and then the mayonnaise and the sour cream is going to add a lot of flavor. So I'm just going to add some seasoning salt, some freshly ground black pepper, some garlic powder, and then the paprika I'm actually going to save till the end, and that's going to go on the top once it's all put together. So I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings, and then I'm going to stir up my dip, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. Okay, guys, so here's our artichoke. It's all mixed up and mixed together thoroughly, and I smoothed it out on top so it's nice and even. And the last step, or the last couple of steps here, is going to be, we're going to want to top our artichoke blend with some type of Italian-style cheese blend. This is pre-shredded Italian style. It says 6 cheese Italian style blend. And it's a combination of mozzarella, provolone, Parmesan, Romano, Fontina, and Asiago cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and top this, and you can put as much cheese on top as you like. And then once I have it topped with the cheese, I'm just going to take some regular paprika and just kind of sprinkle a little bit of paprika over the top just so that it can get a nice brown color when we bake it in the oven. Now, I'll let you know what it looks like once I put the cheese and the paprika on, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so this is what our artichoke dip looks like before we put it in the oven. So it's topped with our Italian cheese blend, and then I sprinkled some regular paprika over the top so it can get a nice brown color in the oven. Now you have one or two choices. You can either bake this right away in a 375-degree oven for 25 minutes, or you can do what I'm going to do and make this ahead of time. I'm making this the night before and I'm going to serve it tomorrow. So I'm just going to cover it with some foil or plastic wrap and then keep it in the fridge overnight. And then tomorrow, when I'm ready to bake it, I'll pop it in the oven at 375. Now, if it's going to come straight from the fridge to the oven, you will want to increase the cooking time an extra 10 minutes. So you'll want to leave it in the oven for about 35 minutes. Or if you're going to bake it straight away, then 25 minutes. But 35 minutes if it's straight from the refrigerator at 375 degrees. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And I'll be back tomorrow to show you the finished product. And here it is, guys, our delicious baked artichoke dip fresh out of the oven. And you can turn your broiler on for like a minute or two if it doesn't look brown enough on top. I didn't have to do that, but you can. You want it nice and brown on top. So now it's ready to serve. I'm going to serve mine with these cheese and garlic toasts and some butter-flavored crackers. You can also serve it with crostini. Just take a baguette loaf, slice it thin on the diagonal, and brush it with some olive oil and stick it in the oven. You can also serve it with just regular French bread, Italian bread, pita chips, fresh veggies, whatever you like. So that's it. Delicious baked artichoke dip. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you next time. Bye.